Good morning and welcome to Making Sense of It. This program is our gift to you from the Glasser Institute for Choice Theory, where each week we have a certified member to explain some of the concepts of Dr. Glasser and how they use them in their life and the amazing results that it produces. So it's good to have you with us, and welcome to those that are already watching and those that will be tuning in later. Our speaker today is the Executive Director of the Glasser Institute. And Brian, good to see you, and thank you for being here and willing to present again. Looking forward to learning the why today.
Good morning, Mona. It's good to see you and to be with you today. I've wondered about, sometimes all my life I've been wondering why. I think, and it's created a curiosity in me to discover and to find new things. And I'll tell you how this came about as we go through today. But I'll share my screen with you. And I had to go from here to a meeting on Google Meet, so I had to change my brain a little bit. But I want to talk about the concept that your why is your foundation. Everybody has something inside them that drives their behavior, that drives what they do and how they do it. And I think in organizations, we have the same thing. So I just want to share with you some thoughts that, sometimes I think I could be wrong, but I'd like for you to think about these things and to, I always like to drill down a little bit deeper on subjects and see what we've got. I want to show you a video here. Now on your screen, can you see that? Can you see the picture and the what is your what?
We see the flag with the why is your foundation. Everybody has a secret mission.
Okay, I gotta go one more. Now the what is your why? Can you see that?
No, there it is. You got it. What is your why? Yeah.
All right. So watch this video and see what you think of that.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's coming on. We're seeing it. Are we just to read it, or is there a voiceover coming up?
Oh, there's a video with it. Just a second.
Okay.
I have another way to do this one. It's really good, so wait for it.
Is that the Michael Jr. that we're seeing?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to start that. Tell me, and I'll enlarge it.
How do I know? A lot of people, when they think of the phrase, how do I know, they always want to put the what behind it. How do I know what I'm supposed to do? The question that you really should ask is, how do I know why I'm here? Because when you know your why, your what becomes more clear and more impactful. Like for instance, people know that I do comedy, but that's what I do. My why is to inspire people to walk in purpose. So I can do comedy, I can write books, I can be in a movie, because all of it is motivated by my why. In fact, I have a new web series out called Michael Jr. Break Time. We'll probably just give a 6th episode. It's on YouTube. So every single Wednesday at 3 o'clock, we drop a new episode on YouTube of Michael Jr. Break Time. What it is it's me. I travel around the country and I do stand-up comedy, in case you know. And in the middle of my comedy set, sometime I'll stop and just talk to my audience. And we've been filming this, and it's pretty cool. So we're in Winston-Salem. I'm gonna show you a clip from Winston-Salem. And I'm just talking to this guy in the audience, and he tells me that he's a musical instructor at a school. So I was like, all right, you're a musical instructor, can you sing? Let me hear you sing a song. So this is what happened at the last episode of Michael Jordan's Break. The musical director.
Yes, sir.
All right, so let me get a couple bars of like Amazing Grace. Can you do the first part of that? Go ahead. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. That where I could sing. You know what I'm saying? Now, what you give me the version is if your uncle just got out of jail, you got shot in the back when you was a kid. I'm just saying, let me see the hood version real quick. You know what I'm talking about. Just see if that exists. Let me see what you got. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. Right now I'm found, was blind, but now I see. Okay, here's what I want you to catch. First time I asked him to sing, he knew what he was doing. The second time, he knew why he was doing it. When you know your why, your what becomes more impactful because you're walking towards or in your purpose.
All right, so that's kind of where I'm going. I think so many times we have folks who have an idea what they're doing, how they're doing it, and they focus on those tasks.
Would you like to discover the secret place on Facebook?
Whoa, wait a minute.
Landing people like you at TEDx Talks is my obsession. If you're a speaker, author, coach, or entrepreneur, I want to give you 1 minute of your time to convince you that doing a TEDx.
There we go. Sorry about that. All right, so that's too much technology for me to handle, I guess. So I wanted to go back to the slide presentation and see now, do you see a quote?
Yes.
All right.
Each person is questioned by life.
I always think I'm going to go into set. And Viktor Frankl, if you're not familiar, was a Holocaust survivor. He was in the death camps. He was a psychiatrist trained in a Freudian school, and he discovered something different, that people had choices about, even in the worst situations, they had choices about how they could respond. And so very impressive. His book, Man's Search for Meaning, tells of his story in the death camps in World War II and what he learned about human behavior. And this quote was of his is pretty impactful for me. I read it in college. I think my life took many twists and turns. I read it again probably 15, 20 years ago, and it just shocked me how much I had missed the first time. But his quote here is very impactful because we're questioned about the meaning of our life. We often think about looking for what is the meaning of life. But what he said is that life asks us that question. What's the meaning of your life? What's the purpose? What do you do that's different? And in that same vein, there's another author that's kind of well known now, Simon Sinek, He's got like the second most watched YouTube on or TED Talk on YouTube. And it's about Start With Why. And that was his first book. And then the Find Your Why is a workbook, kind of. And I use some of his tools because it fits with some of our Glasser stuff real well about helping people, look inside, to look internally to what's going on there. And I looked at one statement that Dr. Glasser made, or it comes from Dr. Glasser's, or from William Glasser, Champion of Choice by Jim Roy. And he said that reality therapy is teaching people to deal more effectively with the reality they live in. So if we're looking for Dr. Glasser's why, I think it's that last phrase, that his whole purpose in life was to help people deal more effectively with the reality they live in. Now, being an English teacher, I might need to change that phrasing a little bit. But, because, never mind. But I think that was his purpose, to help people deal more effectively with the reality they live in. So in that, I find a why. Why does reality therapy, why does it even exist? Because he was looking for the answer to that why question for himself. And another one from Frankl is that man shouldn't ask the meaning of his life, but rather must recognize it is he who is asked. And as I grow older, I feel more, that's more impactful and more important to me. Why am I here? What am I doing? What am I accomplishing? What is it that makes me unique, that makes a difference in the world? So for me, that's a very important purpose. And one of the things that Simon Sinek said about organizations and businesses is that every organization on the planet knows their what. They know what they do, and then the second circle, it's a concentric circle. It intensifies focus. Some organizations know how they do it. There are things that make them special or set them apart. But very few organizations know why they do what they do. Why is not about making money. That's a result. Why is a purpose. And it's a cause or a belief. And it's the very reason your organization exists. And I think at an organization, business level, or personal level, I like to have those three circles know what the answer to those questions are for myself. And I wanted to share that. And another thing that Simon Sinek said that I think alludes to our credibility, as a Glasser organization, as a representative of what the things that Dr. Glasser taught. People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. And, when you see somebody who is passionate about what they do, and that they've got a sense of purpose, it makes a difference in how other people respond to them. There's a power, there's a presence there when they're deeply connected with their own personal why. So I think about vision and mission statements, because we do that at our work a lot. We talk about those things for each one of our divisions, and even for myself. But the difference between a mission and a vision statement. Mission statement defines a company's business, its approach to reach those objectives, and simply the question, how will we get there? That's the mission. And the vision describes the future position that is desired. In Lean Six Sigma, you have a current state and a future state. And it's like, how do we get from where we are with what we have to what we want? That sound familiar? But the vision statement is, how will it look when we get there? So if I do all these things, what's it going to look like when I get there? And what is it that draws me to do the things I do to make a difference? And, all of us on here are volunteers, and Mona especially doing this every single week to enhance the organization. There's a passion that you have about what we do. And I think you've got a very deep why in that, the difference that you want to make in the world. I could be wrong, but that's my guess. But mission versus vision statement, and in a lot of organizations, they get this mixed up. Because our mission is not to do stuff. Our mission is what's it going to look like when we've done this stuff. That's my vernacular, I guess. Now, where I work with the Department of Economic Security for the state of Arizona, this is pretty well defined, I think. So on the left side here, you can see what the mission is, and you can see there are like two people running. That's our mission, or going fast, trying to get things done, because we do things like unemployment checks, child support, benefits for people who can't afford food, things like that, refugees, resettlement, aging, military, all kinds of things. $42 billion goes into this organization every year, and this is our mission. To help Arizonans reach their potential through temporary assistance for those in need and care for the vulnerable. But the true north is the description we have for the vision statement. All Arizonans who qualify receive timely DES services and achieve their potential. So our picture there is of people getting what they need and achieving their potential. That's where we're going. On the left side, the mission is what we're doing. Does that make sense?
Yes, definitely.
So the difference between a mission and a vision, very important, I think, and sometimes, sometimes I'm here to comfort the afflicted and to afflict the comfortable, I think. And so I looked at on our website, our vision is to teach the world choice theory. Now, those of us who are experienced in it, that's motivational. But I think there's something deeper than just that. This is my opinion. I could be, and remember, but I don't think that's a vision. I think that's a mission. When we teach the world choice theory, what will we have? I think it goes back to Glasser's concept that people can deal more effectively with the reality they live in. So to me, that's our vision, that the people we impact on a daily basis, the people we have in courses, that students that Sue and Sharon are having effect on right now by doing training, we have a picture of them when this is done, dealing effectively with their lives, with their reality. To me, that's the passion that drives teaching the world choice theory. I hope that makes sense. But some of this, I think our vision could be much more impactful for people that just drop by to take a look to see what we're about. What's this organization want to have? What effect do they want to have on the world? That everybody's able to deal more effectively with the reality they live in. So some things like that, I think, but our mission is teaching the world choice theory. And I think one person at a time, whether it's in a workshop, whether it's in a basic intensive or not, that we teach everyone we come in contact with choice theory. But our vision is that the world could deal more effectively with the reality that it lives in. That's what I was thinking. So here's a little contribution that Simon Sinek had made for people to find their why. This is from his book, Find Your Why. But think about this. In the first blank, it's what are you doing? What do you want to do so that, and what's the impact of what you do? And to me, that would be your why. And so that's very simple, but it's very profound, because some people have to really stop and think, why am I doing what I'm doing? Because especially with people that are retired, they've worked a full career, and yet here they are on a daily basis thinking about how they can make more impact. I think that's special to me. And I'm thinking about it in Glasser terms. I think that the the why is your quality world picture fulfilled. So if everything in my quality world was perfect, and it was my perceived world matched my quality world completely, and I didn't have to settle for a little bit less, or I didn't have to, that to me is my why. And for me, it's all about making sure that people are in the world around me can, it's frustrating to see that I can't teach world leaders choice theory. Because I think what a difference that could make in how we operate in relationships between countries and things like that. So my quality world is pretty big. But I think that your why is based in your quality world picture fulfilled. And that drives us to make that happen, to have that kind of impact. So what I did is I took that little formula and I kind of determined what my why is. And the first part didn't exist for a while. Remember, I started teaching at-risk high school kids. I'd been teaching school and coaching for many years. But I walked into this classroom with kids with behavior issues, kids that have been in jail, kids that were third grade reading level, and they should be 10th graders. And at first, it scared me to death. I had no idea how to operate in this context. But then something sparked within me that said, there's something special and brilliant about each one of these kids that the world has ignored. And I have to find a way to help them deal with their reality more effectively. I didn't have it in those words, but that was my why. So I began a search. And when I went to my basic intensive Glasser training with Bob Hoagland, I was driving home after the first day and thought, this is it. This is my tool that I need to achieve my why. So this is what it says: to guide people in internalizing choice theory so they can live successful, free, independent lives and contribute their own unique brilliance to the world. So that's my take on why we do what we do. And in some ways, I guess I want to help people lift their sights to have a complete and clear picture of where we're going individually, in our families, our communities, and especially in the Glasser organization. So I want to thank you for your time today. And I hope this just stimulates some thought. It may take you in a whole different direction, and that's okay. But that's what I'm here for, and I want to be able to help any way I can. So thanks.
Well, all right. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. As you were talking about that and showing the mission there of the Arizona economic thing, I was doing some doodles over here, and I made them kind of small. Let me see if I can show it to you. You want to take your PowerPoint down so we can see
Yeah.
you?
Let's see. Did you get it?
Yeah, I was kind of seeing you was talking there about.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, the PowerPoint isn't down yet.
Huh, okay.
It kind of looks like
There we go.
Yeah, there it is. There it is. Now you're down.
I'm down and out.
Yeah, as you were showing on your mission, you know, working with the Arizona.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Anyway, I was saying that the mission is so heavy. It's so heavy. And you spend so much money, taxpayer money and federal money and all that kind of stuff to bring about the vision, that the mission itself is so heavy that the vision almost, it's not that visual to the common public, that they can't see how much help you are helping with it. So it comes out like pennies. as opposed to dollars.
Right. That makes sense.
That sometimes when we focus so much on what the mission is, that we just can't even see. That's why, when we start with this is our gift to you, to let you know how the Glasser Institute can help you to have that vision where that life is fun. It's simple, it's powerful, it's meaningful.
Yeah, that's an excellent point. And one data point that I didn't mention, we serve 2.2 million Arizonans every year with those services. But it's true, we do focus on what we do so much, sometimes we forget the vision. That's why, like every meeting we have, I encourage leaders to start with that vision. We're going to talk later about what we're doing, but where are we going? It's like going on a vacation to make sure that, you have a picture of what the vacation is going to look like. You have to have a way to get there. But the thing that draws you is that vision that you have. And for me, I can feel it physically in my being when I think about how we as a Glasser Institute can help people live better lives. And it's not necessarily just about the training or whatever. That's the way to get there. So, that's really important. And you're exactly right. A lot of times the vision can disappear when we focus so much on what we're doing.
Exactly. And so it's that those 2.2 million people that have received help, somehow show them to the world at large.
Mm-hmm.
Let them, have some kind of a contest where they can write letters in as to how it has helped you to overcome, how it has helped you, how it has been beneficial, so that people can see that vision, it's not so microscopic, it's really there and it's helping people.
Yeah, and one of the things we see in that, Mona, is that people that come to my classes that are new employees for the Department of Economic Security, often, almost every group, there's at least two that say, I was a customer at one point.
Oh, wow.
I came for unemployment, or I came for help for my family. And because of what they saw, they just got drawn into it, and they wanted to work someplace that did that for people. So that part's pretty special. A lot of times we see that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is neat, really neat. So it's finding the why. I like that little graphic that you showed, the why in the center, the how and the what. How do you see the Glasser Institute encapsulating that?
Well, I think we still have to do the what and the how, but always keeping in mind that why, where are we going with this? Because when we focus on the why, I think that's going to bring to mind other ways to accomplish that, so that we're not just stuck in only one or two ways of delivering the material to people that really need it. And I've often wondered, the Take Charge of Your Life course is a great approach that I think we could expand to regular people. You don't have to be a counselor, teacher, anything like that, but just to learn these concepts. I did the Take Charge of Your Life at the library in Flagstaff with just people that had done a choice theory book study before, and they were all walks of life. And a homeless guy wandered in and sat in for about 20 minutes. And when he walked out, one of the people said, "Isn't that great that he heard at least some of this?" And the people that were just workmen, just farmers, all kinds of different people in the group. One guy said, everybody in the world, everybody in Flagstaff needs to hear this. And sometimes we focus just on our training model. And I think we forget that regular people need this, need it now. And so that they can deal more effectively with the reality of their life. So I think just remembering when we have meetings that we focus on what the vision is before we talk about how we're going to do what we do.
Right, right. Well, thank you. You've given us a lot to think about and finding the why. So thank you for being here, and we'll see you again next week, and good mental health.